Welcome back to the NITE Economics channel, and today we're going to be looking at the price of gold and how it has performed historically versus silver. So right now I have the chart of gold open, and we're looking at a monthly with the price of silver overlaid on top. Let me turn it off for a sec because I want to just explain my base case here. To me, this chart of gold currently still looks quite bullish. And here's at the monthly, right? This monthly, especially if it closes above 5,000 bucks, to me, I think gold is not done and is going to continue to make or retest the previous all-time high. And I personally think it's going to go higher. I think it could very easily get to 6,000 bucks at some point later this year, whether it's in Q1 or Q2. I couldn't tell you. But I would say somewhere between now and the next 6 months, gold will make a higher high. It might even be at the end of this year. So, and a big part of my thinking about this is because this chart looks bullish to me. This does not look like a bearish chart whatsoever. And this month is not over, so we don't know. We still have 12 days left in this month, so this could continue to go higher into the coming week. If we look at it here from the 3 months, this is a very bullish looking chart. This does not look bearish whatsoever. And also here, if you look at it as well, at the 6 month, this looks bullish. And then of course in the yearly, it looks super bullish. Where like if we compare that to the silver chart, let me just turn off this for a sec. Oops. This doesn't look as bullish. You see how we have like this candle before the monthly one here of last month from January. You have kind of I think it's called the shooting star formation. This candle is called the shooting star candle, and now we have a red month after it, right? So silver does this. It's very common for silver to top first and then gold to top a month or a couple of months after silver has topped, and then silver goes on to create a lower high. This is very common for it to happen in this form when both gold and silver are in a bull run. But my base case that I've been talking in this channel is that I think precious metals are going to be bullish into the end of this decade, so into 2028, 2029, 2030, and possibly even early into the next decade, into the 2030s. I think precious metals are going to overall be bullish. It's just a question of when you want to get in, right? But yeah, so like if we go back to looking at this gold chart and we overlay, and I've talked about this on my channel before, so this is not necessarily new, but I'm just, as information presents itself, I try to kind of revisit it and just to make sure we're still on page here. But again, this chart just looks bullish to me. It doesn't look like it wants to pull back. It looks like it's just kind of moving sideways for maybe for the next month or two. As long as gold stays above 5,000 bucks, it looks bullish. If we look at it at the monthly and we overlay the silver chart on top, you could see that silver has pulled back and made that high, and it's starting to pull back. It looks similar to this one, although silver had a bigger run up. To me, it looks like at least it got more vertical here, but now starting to pull back, similar to this one back here in 2011, where gold didn't create its all-time high until later that year. So it was like about six months later, April to August. So April, May, June, July, August. So 4 months later, gold made its all-time high and then pulling back. Another way to look at the chart, I've also been thinking about this, is this is a possible place to look, because both gold and silver move in these 10-year bull runs, right? It happened in the 70s, it happened from 2000 to 2011 more or less, and now it seems like it's playing out again, especially if you look at it from here, from December 2015, and right now we're in 2026. It's about 11 years, well now 11 years, that the bull run, you could say, has begun. But if we consider this period to here as a mini bear market, then maybe we should be looking at it more from 2022. And in that case, gold and silver would be bullish until 2032, 2033. So there's kind of different ways to look at it. And it's kind of hard to say when this run of gold and silver will end indefinitely and go into a prolonged bear market or consolidation. I think here, especially gold, looks like it wants to continue to the upside. And now let's just look at the silver chart here for comparison. Let me kind of make this a little bit more visible. I think that should work better. Let me turn it on. So you could see here historically, when we're comparing it to the silver chart to the gold chart, or with the gold chart overlaid, you could see that this looks very bullish, right? It looks like it's continuing. It doesn't look like it wants to pull back anytime soon. And mind you, this is a line chart, so it doesn't show you all the fluctuations and price action, but it looks very bullish. Like I would not want to short. Not that I'm a big fan of shorting, because I think there's a lot of risk involved with it, but this I would not do. I don't think there's going to be a counter trend move yet. And if you think about it, gold is only about not even $600 away from the all-time high, so it's very close. Where silver is significantly further away from the all-time high. It's the all-time high is 100. What was it? $126, I think it was. Well, here it says $121. Okay, $121, and we're approximately we're still very far away from it. We're about 36% down from the all-time high, where gold is not. Let's go back to it. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can get a better measurement. Gold is not even 10%. Not even 10%. So let's just call it 10%. So gold is staying very, very close to its all-time high. And I personally don't think again, repeating myself, the run is over. There's so many examples of this. So you can see even here, silver topped, right, a month before in 2020, topped in July 2020, and gold went on to top in the following month, right, August 2020. Actually, it might have topped here. Let's see, $30. Yeah, so actually it made a double, a double high, so the same high, you could say. But then it went on to make another high where silver was just going lower and lower during this period. Here, pretty much in this example here, in March 2022, both silver and gold topped at the same time. But this is more of a consolidation than anything. You could see that also it appears to also work on the downside, where like gold or silver makes its low first, and then gold will make its low after. So silver makes its low first and then gold. But this is actually the first time I'm seeing that, so I could be wrong about that. But this is actually something interesting to look at. I'll make a video about that in coming days. Let's bring this to the middle here. So you could see here, and so you could see here silver tops, and then gold tops a couple months later. And this was in the last bull run. So silver topped in August 2011, and then you could see right here that gold topped in August 2011. Right, so you could see that it's like it has. Even though they do kind of work together, silver and gold's price action is very similar. When they top is a little bit different. They're usually a couple months apart, right? Here, this little top here is a little bit different, where gold appeared to top before and then silver topped the next month. But mind you, this was just a mini drop in the price before going up to new all-time highs. And maybe that's where we're at, right? Maybe we're in an area like this. That could also be another way of looking at it. Maybe we're in this area where we actually have a bit of a bigger pullback in the next, I would say the end of this year into next year, consolidates for a year, maybe two, and then goes on another rally. So it's like very, very difficult to time these things, but it is interesting to kind of have like an analysis of it. Let's see if we have another example here. Not so much. So you could see here gold tops first and then silver tops the next month. But it's not such a big difference, you know what I mean? Like, it's not such a like when gold makes a macro high, it continues a little bit further away from when silver makes its macro high. And there's only really two really good examples of it, and that's in 2011 and in the 70s. Right here, right? Oh, actually, this is a 2011 one. Where's the 70s one? Let's go back. Oops. Whoops. I need to get a mouse. I'm actually wrong about this one. In this case, both silver and gold topped pretty much at the exact same time here in the same month in the 1980, but then silver pulled back significantly where gold pretty much went to retest the previous all-time high. Not quite, it was just a little bit low, so it did create a lower high. So we'll see. I mean, I guess there's really two significant iterations of it. So we'll see. And I think right now what's currently happening with our current timeline is that it's happening again. So this could be potentially the third time that this is happening. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just, you know, a good study of what happens historically with price action with gold relative to silver and like their interplay between each other. And it's just really interesting to track, I think. And if you do want to trade, it kind of gives you some ideas of what you could potentially do. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for today's video. If you're liking the content, like, subscribe, drop a comment. If you agree or disagree with me, or if you have some charts that I should be looking at to give me better ideas or something that I'm missing, I'm always open to ideas. Not necessarily saying that I'm 100% right, it's just what I'm looking at. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.